Hey everyone, it's Flackfire. The next Battlefield game is somewhere out there on the horizon, likely setting up for a release in 2025. Many fans couldn't be more excited to leave Battlefield 2042 by the wayside, but it's a fair question to ask if the franchise should keep any of the features or design choices from Battlefield 2042 moving forward. This is a question I asked when support for Battlefield 5 ended, and the time has now come to ask it for Battlefield 2042. So, what, if anything, should the next Battlefield game take from 2042? I know right off the bat some of you are going to be quick to say nothing, and unfortunately I do think that is a little bit short-sighted. I've talked about before how Battlefield 2042's legacy will probably be that of a technical test for the next generation of Battlefield games. Many systems put in place during its run are going to pay dividends for the next title, even if it's not easily apparent right now. But what about some of the more tangible things? For this video, I'm going to outline 5 things I think the developers should carry over into the next Battlefield title. And if I'm going to be 100% honest here, this was harder than I expected it to be, which is sort of a testament to the problematic direction of Battlefield 2042. But let's get started. So first up, the biggest addition with Battlefield 2042, in my opinion, was Portal. No, it's not perfect, but it is a great start. The tool puts a lot of power into the hands of players, letting them host servers, customize experiences, and moderate community games. The system does require you to build experiences in a browser, which I think is somewhat inconvenient. It'd be great to have at least a few basic presets for players who simply want more moderation and less hassle. However, Portal does include some deep tools for game mode customization. I've seen a lot of great community examples over the last couple years, from aim trainers to new takes on old modes, and this system could be expanded in a future title. Unfortunately, the current generation does not support truly persistent servers. Games shut down when everyone leaves, and that's proven to be a major roadblock for building online communities in Battlefield. It'd be great to get dedicated servers in the next game and more tools for online community building, like platoons. Portal does feature a server browser, which remains something Battlefield 2042 desperately needs. The second thing I keep from Battlefield 2042 probably isn't a surprise to you if you've been around the channel a while. That would be the Plus system. In my opinion, this is far and away one of the best gameplay innovations out of DICE for Battlefield 2042. If you haven't used it, it allows players to switch up attachments and scopes for your weapon on the fly. It's a system that is criminally underused, in my opinion, and it gives players slightly more flexibility in how they approach combat situations in-game, but still doesn't break it. I don't think that it's overpowered, though some people may disagree, and it is something that I use almost every game, particularly with scopes. So that is something I would love to see stick around, if it fits the setting for the next Battlefield game. Third is the ping system. After lagging behind contemporaries for quite some time, I was very excited to see Battlefield 2042 adopt a more robust ping system. You can actually do a ton with this system as it is contextual. So, for example, you can call out enemy positions, quickly request rides, ammunition, or health from other players. You can also spot equipment or ping down friendlies as a medic to let them know that you're on the way. Similarly, you can point out ammo or meds that have been dropped for your teammates. Combined with other UI improvements like the comma rows, the ping system in Battlefield 2042 lets your teammates say a lot without actually saying anything. This is great for the casual player who perhaps doesn't own a headset, or even just somebody who's playing late at night and doesn't want to disturb anybody else who is in the house. One of my favorite things to do in Battlefield 2042 is ping the enemy that killed me for my squad mates. It's wild that doesn't happen more often in-game, so if you don't do that, you probably should start. Fourth would be the AI teammates. Again, potentially something controversial, but I think Battlefield 2042 really demonstrated the value of bots. And honestly, they have surpassed my expectations. Not only are they almost competent with a weapon, but they are often better than actual living teammates in an important respect. And that is that they actually pay attention to your requests in-game. If you use the commo rows to request ammo or health, and an AI is nearby that can do that, they will deliver, as long as they're not currently engaged in fighting. You can also request a ride, and if an AI is nearby in a vehicle, it will stop for you. Similarly, they yield to you when you want a particular position in a vehicle or if you want to use a stationary weapon. And honestly, if you're still against AI in the game, I would ask you to consider what Battlefield 2042 would look like without bot support. They backfill lobbies regularly so games feel full while live players matchmake. Without them, Battlefield 2042 would feel an even emptier place than it already does. And fifth, lastly, something that might surprise you, I think DICE should keep the direction of Battlefield 2042. And no, I'm not talking about the direction at launch. The game has seen a wild evolution over the last couple of years, right? It began as an unnecessary experiment and has finally, mostly, returned to its roots. Over the course of the game's live service, DICE made significant changes. They moved away from 128-player maps in favor of something more traditional, right? The smaller 64-player maps. They also reworked specialists into something more closely resembling the class system that we all know and love. They improved turnaround times for updates. All of these things are arguably good, and they showcase a group of developers more cognizant about their fan base and its expectations. If DICE and EA can produce a new game that meets the needs of players instead of trend chasing, Battlefield might finally have its renaissance. However, I have to say that is a big if. Developers face an uphill battle as dust settles from Battlefield 2042. There are many things that DICE and EA should absolutely not repeat with the next franchise entry, and we'll talk about all of those in a future video, but I do believe that they are headed in the right direction. In the meantime, what do you think devs should carry over from Battlefield 2042? Is there anything they should specifically leave behind? Tell me down below in the comments, and who knows, they might make it into a future video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If not, a dislike. Make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to get updates on all the latest Battlefield news. If you want to support the channel, as always, keep your money, share this video, that goes a long way to help. And thanks for watching.